Welcome to Jared Scott Outdoors. This YouTube channel is dedicated to getting our youth more involved in the outdoors. To do this, I'll be out with family and friends doing all sorts of outdoor adventures. This week on Jared Scott Outdoors, I've got the orange on because we're out after upland birds, specifically pheasants. I'm not the one hunting, however. I'm just tagging along because I get to tag along on a youth pheasant hunt with Pheasants Forever. So if you've been watching the show, you know that every year we do this. This is an annual thing, Pheasants Forever. At their banquet, the annual banquet, they auction off a youth pheasant hunt and a few other hunts as well. And so every year I get to come out in the fall and watch these youth as they, in most cases, get their first chance to ever hunt upland birds. Sometimes they've done it before, but in most cases it's usually their first time actually getting after birds. We've got the Mitchell family, so we're going to meet them and we're going to get out and have a great show for you. We never know what the weather will be like for these youth hunts each year. This year it was super windy. I wasn't sure how the wind would affect the hunt, but I knew it would make filming a little more difficult, mainly to pick up the talking and discussions we were having while hunting. It would also likely affect how the birds flew when they flushed up into a stiff wind, but only time would tell how it would pan out. When our first hunters showed up, Willie Causey with Pheasants Forever gave them a few pointers and safety tips. Then Chris with Teton Bird Dogs lined out the youth hunters on what to expect when hunting over dogs and the safety concerns to be aware of to keep everyone, including the dogs, safe.
Today we got 3 different short hairs. We'll probably run at the same time. We've got Callie, who's black and white with a lot of black on her. We've got Bullet, who's black and white with mostly white, and then we got Shadow, who's jet black. Callie's a very seasoned dog. We're using her because her nose is stone cold and she knows what she's doing. The other 2 dogs are younger dogs, super steady dogs. Once we get them held, you guys will be able just to kind of go in, you kick around, get that bird up. You'll take the shot. All 3 of these dogs are retrieving dogs as well. So they'll go get the bird, they'll bring it back. They'll mostly come to me because that's who they know. And then we can put the bird in a vest.
With that, it was time to get out there. But first, let's meet our 2 hunters.
This is my daughter Kennedy. She's going to be the shooter today. And Hunting, tell us what you're looking for today.
I'm looking to shoot birds, get good pheasants. I'm looking to shoot some pheasants and get a good time and just get some good practice in.
My name is Caleb, and I'm hoping to at least shoot, hopefully just 1 bird. It'll be the first time.
We're hoping to get more than one, but 1 is a success for sure. We're excited. He's never shot a pheasant before, so this will be his first pheasant, so that'll be awesome.
With 3 dogs out in front, Caleb and Kennedy, the 2 hunters, their fathers, Chris, a couple more guys helping with Pheasants Forever, and myself, we were quite a large group as we headed off behind these youth to see how it'd go. If you've seen any of the previous youth pheasant hunts I filmed, you know that for this hunt, Pheasants Forever plants roosters. In this way, the youth will have at least some opportunities. There's no guarantees that we'll find all the roosters, no guarantees that they'll offer a shot when the dogs flush them, and especially no guarantee that the youth will connect if they get a shot. With that in mind, there's always a lot of variables when we head out with the youth and a lot of excitement to find out how it will go. Having filmed lots of hunts behind Teton Bird Dogs, one thing we could count on was that the short hairs would do a good job. The really strong wind would make it interesting today, but the training that Chris does with his dogs would give the youth the best chance possible for some shots.
Whoa! Whoa!
That being said, when the first rooster flushed, everyone was a little slow to react. Over the years, I've seen that this is usually what happens on these youth hunts. The first bird or 2 seem to get off as our hunters get warmed up, but without fail, they do warm up, and the birds start to drop. About 100 yards further up, Callie, the seasoned dog, went on point. Bullet and Shadow both stopped to honor Callie's point as they inched in without seeing anything. Chris gave them the go-ahead to move in closer, and that's when Bullet went on a hard point on the other side of the sagebrush.
Whoa! Whoa! Take it! There you go!
There you are.
The bird!
Kennedy got the first shot off, but it was Caleb's follow-up shot that brought the rooster down.
Good boy.
A few minutes later, it was Callie the short hair with lots of experience that caught the scent of a pheasant and went on point again. There we go. It turns out that Caleb's a good guy to have with you, as once again, he was able to get a good beat on the bird as it flew directly away from him. Kennedy wasn't on the board yet, but she was getting dialed in. While Callie was the one that found this rooster, Bullet was excited to retrieve it. You can tell that these young dogs are well on their way to being great hunting dogs. As I mentioned, these are planted roosters, but you can see there's a lot of room for these birds to move. So with so much room and this tough wind, it was several minutes before Callie finally went on point, having scented another one. Not seeing anything, Callie must have smelled where a rooster was earlier. It had probably moved. So Chris gave them the go-ahead to move forward on the scent trail. Now we've got all three dogs following the scent. Sure enough, as we followed the dogs, the rooster materialized up in front of us, hunkered down in the brush. This was thick enough that the bird had no intention of leaving. We'll give that one to Kennedy.
That's right. Finally.
As I mentioned, Kennedy was getting things figured out, getting her beat faster and dialing in. This next rooster had the wind to its back as it flushed. It appeared to get away as it gained speed in a hurry, but somebody actually tagged it a little.
Yeah, somebody.
We were able to get back on it after quite a bit of work to track it down and reduce it to possession. There we go! Bullet was so proud of his retrieve that he wasn't about to leave it to anyone but Chris, but eventually consented and let Caleb carry his prize. Good shooting there.
That little run up the hill, he's like, that got me excited.
Oh, he's giving it to you. May as well put it in his back if he's got a spot for it.
Put a little feather.
That's right.
Want to go?
Oh, you earned it. Okay, now I have to set this next one up a little. You'll see how it appears that one of the hunters got a piece of this rooster as it went down not very far out. When the dogs went to retrieve it, it takes flight again and actually flies back straight over us. Go get it. Here it comes. Oh, man. Caleb made a great shot as it came in fast, straight overhead. That fun experience was the perfect way to end this hunt. It was safe to say that both Caleb and Kennedy had a great time, really improving as the day went. But we were only halfway through, as we still had one more hunt to do, and Caleb and Kennedy would get to be part of that one as well. With the next group of birds out, it was time to meet the other hunters.
My name's Addison Mitchell. I am 21 years old, and I'm hoping to get as many birds as I can.
I'm Carson Mitchell. I'm 17, and I'm hoping to shoot what she misses.
All right. I like it. I like it. Addison and Carson are actually brother and sister-in-law to the first two hunters, Caleb and Kennedy, who would be tagging along as backup shooters for this next hunt. So it was truly a family affair today. There's no reason to wait. So with the dogs on point, let's just get right to the action on this hunt. Just like the previous hunt, the first rooster got away, but now they were warmed up for the next opportunity.
Everybody's shooting, I like it.
Well, who got it? I don't even know either. At the time, we weren't sure who hit this rooster, but after watching the video, I was able to tell that they both hit it just a split second apart. When this rooster flushes, you'll see it flies right over Caleb, so Addison appropriately lets the rooster go. Yeah. Oh, wow! Caleb! After we were all sure the bird was safely out of range, a shot rang out and the rooster dropped. Caleb had taken a careful bead and made a terrific shot. As you can see, my camera lost focus for some reason, which is unfortunate, but that doesn't take away from the fact that we were all very impressed. Oh, wow! Just a few minutes later, the dogs were back on point. After that last shot from Carson, I didn't give this bird much of a chance of escaping this group of hunters. With Carson and Addison up front and the dogs on point, they moved in once again. There we go. This rooster was credited to Addison. When another bird was located, Carson readied for a shot. Hey! Hey! Only one shot. Good job. Up ahead, we didn't realize the dogs were on a bird and it flushed, but went back down quickly.
Oh, there we go.
With the dogs hot on its tail, it went up once more, and this time, everyone was ready.
When it comes back.
As a first, this one actually made it safely away. We did try to find this bird again, but it got up in front of us and caught the wind just perfect to be going 100 miles an hour when they tried to get it. Needless to say, that rooster was long gone. This one surprised us all and came right back at everyone, forcing all the shooters up front to bring their guns back down. But Addison, who was in the back, was able to get a bead on it once it got behind us all and made a perfect shot. This is what they called a team retrieve. Well, while there were a few roosters that got away and some we didn't even turn up, you can see when it was all said and done that this was a very successful hunt for these 4 hunters, as well as those that made it happen, from their fathers to the volunteers with Pheasants Forever. Truly another great day in the field.
So I thought it went pretty well. I struggled a little bit in the beginning. I kind of was shooting a little bit behind them, kept missing, but I did get one that me and Caleb shot at the same time. And then in the second hunt with Addie and Carson, there was one that me and Carson ended up shooting at the same time, and there was one that flew, this big old fat guy. He came and flew straight over my head, and I turned around and shot him. He could barely get off the ground, and he was a big target, so I didn't miss this time.
First time wing shooting, so you got to learn through those, work through the growing pains, but it was a good experience. You had a good time. Glad we came out.
I just want to thank Pheasants Forever for giving me this opportunity. This is my first time going pheasant hunting like everybody else here, and I had the funnest time ever out here with my family.
It's awesome to have family memories. All these guys are brothers and sisters or cousins, and so it's awesome to make memories hunting with your family. That's the best way to do it. So this was an awesome experience.
Today was an awesome opportunity. Unfortunately, I only got one, but it was super fun. Thankful for Pheasants Forever, and you, Jared, has been awesome, and I'll remember this day.
I just want to thank Pheasants Forever. This was a very fun time, first pheasant ever. Although I would have gotten more if these guys hadn't stolen all of mine.
So this is going to wrap up the hunt. As you can see in front of us, I feel that we had a pretty good, successful hunt. What do you guys all think?
Yeah, I think it was good.
We had a great time. I always have a good time. Kudos to the fathers out here who brought these guys out and let them hunt and just created this kind of a memory for them. So just another way to create memories for the kids, donate to Pheasants Forever. Just a lot of good things happening with this hunt and a fun time out here. Anyways, that is going to wrap it up. Thank you for letting me come and be part of this. I really enjoyed it. We'll see you next week. If you liked what you saw, please subscribe to the Jared Scott Outdoors YouTube channel.